I've been excluded on Oprah, you know.
On Oprah?
On Oprah.
I know this, that many of the things that have happened to you have also happened for you.
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Oprah Winfrey looked deeply unsettled in court as Ice Cube dropped a shocking video tied to Diddy's rumored parties. With public pressure rising, her reputation faced tough questions. Oprah responded calmly, saying challenges often spark growth, while the investigation keeps heating up.
That many of the things that have happened to you have also happened for you. And that I learned when the crisis or the challenge showed up for me, I immediately would ask, sometimes out loud, but certainly in my own conscious spirit, what is this here to teach me? And how can I get that lesson as soon as possible?
Here's the proof of the satanic activity that happened at Diddy's parties. You can see him right there holding a candle, pouring hot wax onto the subject below. Many of these women were forced to be in these activities, were not only there because of a financial incentive, but also because of social pressure and other things like promises of afterlife and things like that. False promises, obviously, but things that they take very seriously, as creeps like that in the background, drinking his little drink and holding a can.
Ice Cube, known for speaking his mind, is back in the spotlight after calling out alleged misconduct among Hollywood's powerful figures. In one bold moment, he questioned Oprah Winfrey's role in the industry, implying her influence may have helped keep certain issues quiet. His remarks have ignited a storm of conversations, pushing people to rethink accountability and demand more transparency in the world of entertainment.
Again,
What platforms have banned you?
I've been, you know, I tried to go on The View. They didn't have me on The View.
Why?
Well, a few of the guests just really didn't like where I was coming from. So, or a few of the hosts, I mean. So that's what I was told by the producers. You know, I don't know if the producers was just copping out and using some of the hosts to not have me come on and explain myself, but
You'd be a good booking for them.
I've been on there before.
Yeah.
You know, it's just when I've became an independent.
Ice Cube, known for speaking his mind, is back in the spotlight after calling out alleged misconduct among Hollywood's powerful figures. In one bold moment, he questioned Oprah Winfrey's role in the industry, implying her influence may have helped keep certain issues quiet. His remarks have ignited a storm of conversations, pushing people to rethink accountability and demand more transparency in the world of entertainment.
Part of the club. And a lot of you listening to me right here, right now, you're not part of the club either. And what I realized with the club is what makes them so mad is when you don't want to be a part of their club. That pisses them off. What club am I talking about? I'm talking about the club of gatekeepers that we all got to deal with. You know who they are, and they definitely know who they are. A lot of people would be like, what? Who? Come on, man, stop playing. So, ever since I put out the contract with Black America, you know they've been with me. Here and there, this and that. But it's cool, you know. I expect that. You know, I've been working with, you know, on the big three for a long time, and you know how they've been.
As legal battles around Shaw Combs continue, new claims have emerged about shocking footage from exclusive parties. This alleged material could be key to ongoing investigations, raising serious questions about just how deep the misconduct goes, and whether major names in the industry might be tied to the growing scandal.
Was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes.
You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow. Can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No,
this
I can't
tape.
explain who the person was, but
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Ice Cube has never stayed silent when it comes to calling out corruption and abuse in the entertainment world. His outspoken stance has spotlighted deep-rooted problems and reminded everyone that no one should be above accountability, no matter how famous or powerful they might be.
That it's harder to be a man in America now than it was when you were a kid?
Yes. Saying what you feel, being yourself, is what they call toxic. You know, we shouldn't be called toxic for our instincts and for, you know, I was born this way. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Why can't we be ourselves? We were born this way too. Yes, I think race, it takes up too much space. There's people that we all have in our lives who are same race that we can't stand. And there's people in our lives from other races that we get along with way.
People are also talking about the jaw-dropping money spent on some of these private events. Reports suggest the costs were sky high. These shocking numbers have sparked heated debates about how money is being used and whether such over-the-top spending crosses ethical lines in the entertainment industry.
Puff was the biggest guy in the world. You know, you couldn't even get in this party. And he was throwing a party, and he said, yo, Playboy, this party's $1.5 million. I said, for what? I mean, what are you saying? He said, it costs $1.5 million to throw this party. I said, Puff, oh my God, I love it. The party's amazing. Yes, the mayor is here and everything. I said,
In light of the recent claims, multiple celebrities have stepped up to reveal their own experiences.
Commercial that is showing a Diddy party, and all of these celebrities on there are talking about Diddy's off parties. This commercial is absolutely crazy, and you cannot tell me that all of these people in Hollywood haven't known, just like Cat Williams said, about Diddy parties. Derek Jeter is the first one to start talking about Diddy's parties in this commercial, and look under his name, it says The Art of Swinging. He goes on to explain how Diddy had a party for 5 days in a row on his private jet called Air Diddy, and he honestly doesn't see how he did that. You also have other celebrities in this commercial talking about Diddy parties. One of them is Nicole Richie, and it says next to her name that she had been to 4,500 and some Diddy parties. And then you even have Fat Joe in this commercial talking about Diddy's parties after the parties. Like, this shit is absolutely wild. I honestly don't remember this commercial, but it was used for the VM.
This changing narrative highlights a major shift in Hollywood, where openness and accountability are finally taking center stage.
Literally told us that he's heard about Diddy parties for years and the people that go there, and he said Diddy likes to party and he always knew to tell him no, and how he was offered so much money for his hole. I don't care what nobody tells me, all of this Diddy stuff was well known in Hollywood, and this commercial is literally showing it. I'm gonna go ahead and roll y'all this crazy ass commercial about Diddy parties, and you guys let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
For the next 53 seconds, we'll take an in-depth look inside Diddy parties.
Diddy once threw a party on a jet flying around the world. Now, it started on a Tuesday and somehow ended on the previous.
The current buzz has sparked fresh debates about how Hollywood's power players dodge accountability. For years, influence and status helped some escape consequences. Now, people are demanding real change, pushing for a system that treats everyone fairly, no matter how big their name is.
He's got extraordinary lawyers, and maybe rich people usually historically can get out of just about anything with their money. But what I read from the details yesterday, that seemed like that's someone who's not getting out of prison. And when you don't give him bail, like, I thought he was a flight risk before. I thought he was going to go the Russell Simmons route as soon as this started closing in on him. When you're reading the details on Diddy, does this seem like someone who's going to be in prison for a long time?
I think it's totally irresponsible to answer that, but what I will say is that he is going to not have an opportunity to get a plea deal. And the reason I think that this will go through a trial is because they want to make an example. They want him in prison for life, and no one accepts a plea for life unless the alternative is capital punishment. But what's in the indictment is damning, and that's how all indictments are. But now you have to go prove it in front of a jury of your peers. And proof is not 1,000 bottles of oil. As crazy as it is, and what we heard about the freak-offs and how awful and disgusting and disturbing, that's not our justice system. You have to get into court and get people to see what happened and prove what happened beyond the reasonable doubt, which is super hard.
Legendary rapper and producer 50 Cent is making headlines with his bold new move, a documentary diving into the explosive allegations surrounding music mogul Diddy. Titled Diddy Do It, the upcoming Netflix series promises to peel back the layers of Diddy's controversial past, from wild party scenes to legal troubles that recently made waves. This isn't just entertainment, it's a call for truth. By taking on this project, 50 Cent is using his platform to shine a light on serious claims and demand transparency where it's long been missing in the music industry.
You have something huge coming up, which is a documentary about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it, right? I know you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy. I mean,
but I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to the.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated to a degree.
Was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what's going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal. You go to the 90s and Kiki D said they paid him to kill Tupac.
Yeah.
So look, like you get the craziest accusations. You had TMZ created a docuseries. They went to Tubi, but the series is saying the downfall of Diddy.
You're one of the first persons in entertainment to really call out people and kind of have that authority.
For years, people in the industry have quietly acknowledged just how much influence Oprah Winfrey holds. Her power goes far beyond the talk show. Insiders say she's shaped public opinion and steered careers behind the scenes. But that kind of reach has created tension. Many feel afraid to speak up or challenge her publicly, worried it might backfire. The result? A silent culture where calling out concerns feels risky. And as long as that fear exists, real conversations about power and accountability remain buried beneath respect and reputation.
Canceling their interviews because they don't want to get blacklisted by Oprah. Who wants to be on the wrong side of Oprah in Hollywood? Who wants to be on the wrong side of Tyler Perry in Hollywood? Who wants to be on the wrong side of Steve Harvey in Hollywood? And as
Diddy's legal troubles draw more attention, the spotlight is starting to widen, and it's landing on other powerful names in entertainment. Oprah, once considered untouchable, is now being looked at with fresh skepticism. Whispers are growing louder about what she may have known, or how connected she might be to circles under fire. While she hasn't faced formal questioning yet, the tone of public conversation is shifting fast. The message is clear: no matter how iconic someone is, the days of dodging hard questions might finally be coming to an end.
Healer who believed he could channel the spirits of doctors and saints. And he would perform surgeries on people with his bare hands and scissors. Not to mention, John of God also literally essayed hundreds of different young girls and women, ranging from the ages of 9 to 67. And some of his victims included his own daughter and her daughter, his granddaughter. And he was also running a ring, selling newborns to childless couples for $50,000. All while being a spiritual healer to multiple.
On his podcast, Joe Rogan didn't hold back while breaking down just how deep Oprah's influence runs. He pointed out that she doesn't just shape culture, she can control narratives and decide who gets a platform and who gets shut out. His take adds real weight to the growing conversation, urging people to think hard about how fame can sway public opinion and even justice. Rogan's message is clear: no one, no matter how famous, should be above facing real questions and real consequences.
I love Oprah. Don't get me wrong. I think she's a wonderful woman. I think she's a powerful force of good and positive energy.
But you ain't no Elon.
But She also brought us Dr. Oz and The Secret. We have to remember what this lady has done.
She has to be held accountable.
I forgive her, but I mean, cut the shit. The Secret is a particularly egregious offense.
What, you don't
believe? I will beat my wings until I take off. What's up?
Yeah.
It was one of the more I want to say disturbing, but it was confusing when that was taking hold of people. When I had friends that were telling me that The Secret is real and that they imagined they were going to fulfill these childhood dreams that they had about whatever, being a fucking astronaut, whatever it would be. There's a couple people that I knew that were trying to tell me that The Secret was going to be the thing and that they had a vision board and they had photographs, they put pictures up of the things that they...
Some of the rumors making the rounds are linking Oprah to Diddy's alleged wrongdoings. There's no hard proof yet, but the whispers suggest something deeper, like a web of powerful people possibly working together in ways that don't exactly scream honesty. Even without solid evidence, the talk alone is fueling serious unease. It's got people wondering just how far this network of influence goes, and what might have really been happening behind the scenes, out of the public eye.
Winfrey has been implicated in the Diddy case by federal authorities due to her alleged involvement in human trafficking. In a desperate attempt to evade justice, Oprah reportedly tried to OD. Gayle King, her close confidant, posted an update revealing that Oprah is currently in the hospital, suggesting she is trying to avoid facing the serious charges against her. Meanwhile, Oprah's public relations team is in overdrive, attributing her hospitalization to complications from the weight loss drug Ozempic. Additionally, reports have surfaced that Oprah was allegedly involved in harvesting children in Hawaii for their anti-aging properties. Speculation is growing that Oprah may emerge from the hospital with a disability, potentially silencing her permanently about the accusations of trafficking children from her African school and exploiting kids in Hawaii for high profile.
A legal insider tied to Diddy's case has hinted that more high-profile names could soon be dragged into the mix. While no identities have been revealed yet, the comment alone has sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. Behind closed doors, people are nervous, wondering who's next. With each new revelation, the fear grows that this isn't just about one man. If the rumors are true, a list of powerful names might be waiting in the wings, and that's got the industry on edge.
Be people with crank calls and people with foolishness and people with malcontent, but we are sifting through that and trying to make sure that we identify and vet people that have real claims, legitimate, credible claims. Right now, we're talking about 120 people from 25 different states for conduct that occurred over 25 years. And a lot of these people were flown in. And this wasn't a secret. I mean, it was known that people were being flown in for these parties. People were being paid cash to attend these parties. People were being identified at clubs or at concerts or on the street even, and invited to these parties. So you have that group of people that are involved, and then you have another group, and maybe this is the more sinister situation where young people with stars in their eyes wanting to break into the entertainment industry with promises of
The attorney handling the case has called the evidence highly impactful, and not just in legal terms. If what's been uncovered goes public, it could wreck reputations and careers overnight. Sources say the material is serious enough to shake the foundation of the industry itself. As legal teams comb through every piece, Hollywood is holding its breath. What's coming could mark one of the most dramatic turning points in recent memory. The sheer weight of this evidence makes it clear this investigation is far from routine. It's urgent and explosive.
Relationship means a sex life. Yes, we have sources, and multiple sources said they had an open relationship, yes. She says it too, so I'm going by what she's saying. She's saying they do. And that they have threesomes with multiple celebrities. They're listed in the book. So yes. Am I going to go to Will Smith and Jada and ask them that? No, I'm not.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
Am I going to ask Jamie Foxx that?
Could you pull that up for me? I want to show you something.
Sure.
The reason why I asked this question.
Sure.
And this is what it says.
Who's this from?
This is from
That's a wrap for today's video. Stay locked in, and we'll catch you next time.